Hello, happy International Women's Day. What a wonderful day today is, because it is the day of the amazing woman, which is kind of funny because in my opinion that could be every day, right, for International Women's Day. But today it's Inspirator Life, and I'm really excited to have Lindsay Murray pop on with me today. So she should be up here in just a minute, and to share some fearless tips about what she's done to jump into her big goals in life. Oh, there she is, Lindsay. I'm going to bring you on right now so we can get started. Bring in Lindsay. Thank you guys so much for joining with the Inspirator Lives, because the feedback from all of you has been phenomenal. I feel so grateful. There's Lindsay.
Hi, how are you?
Yay! How are you? This is so fun actually to do Inspirator Life with you, because I learned Facebook Lives from you and Amanda.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Right? And now here it is. Like, wait, Lindsay, do this with me. This will be fun. And now you left the snow and are in Florida, and I've done the opposite. I went from the sunshine to the cold and the snow. So we did a flip-flop.
Yeah.
But in due time, we'll be back you in the sunshine again. So people are going to be gradually popping on. Erin Kreitz Shirey, Inspirator Coaching and Fitness with Inspirator Life, with the lovely and wonderful Lindsay Murray, who is with the agency side. And she is going to be sharing some magic all about, honestly, Lindsay, taking big leaps of faith and just going with your gut. Because when I think about you and even how you've evolved in with the agency side and what you've done there and how many women you've helped with the agency side, with their businesses, it's pretty remarkable.
Oh, thank you.
It is, seriously. I look and I think about it's a little bit of a background, and I'm actually going to read your bio verbatim because it's easier than me remembering everything. Lindsay is a photographer, digital marketing expert, mom of 2 boys. Lindsay specializes in helping women in the fitness industry develop their brands through their online presence and programs. So for those of you watching, I met Lindsay actually through one of Amanda Truss's programs. I don't remember which one, a few years ago. It's been a while now.
Yeah, it feels like forever. It feels like a lifetime ago, actually.
Isn't that funny? I think we were both in the same program together, and then you gradually started working with Amanda or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
And Lindsay has worked, I've had Lindsay and the team at the agency side do a couple projects for me over the years with Inspirator Retreats. We're putting the workbook together that came out beautifully. Actually, I'll never forget when the yoga instructor who I've known for a long time comes to the retreat, and she looks at it and goes, wow, this is so big and it's awesome. This looks really good. I said, yeah, thanks to Lindsay. She had gotten it to me right before. So,
I remember that.
I know, that was so fast. That was the fastest turnaround. But for today, it's pretty fun is that you're popped on. Hey, Carrie, how are you doing? As it's International Women's Day. So for those of you popping on, do me a favor, give Lindsay some hearts, because she's taken some time today to she's going to rally you up and energize you up to go with your heart and go with some unexpected goals to create a career. And so we are twinning, huh? That's so, yep, I've got, and here's a reason, the gray shirt for me, because it's from the Men's Health Urban Athlon, and this was, this shirt, the reason why I'm wearing it is when training and coaching clients earlier today, this shirt in itself, I came in second for this race in New York, and it's International Women's Day, and I was thinking this morning, hey, Kelly, how are you doing? And I was thinking about working with my clients today about telling them to leap up and go for big goals. And when doing this race in particular, I was flown back and forth to New York twice by Men's Health, and for this race. And at the race itself, I didn't know. I mean, I knew I was a top 5 female contender. I didn't know how close I was. But a guy at a turnaround a mile from the end goes, I think you're the second or third, book it. And I turned around and there was a gal close behind me. I was like, oh no, I'm coming in second then. If they're the first is way up there. So I ended up coming in second in Queens, New York at this. And it was the last race ever for the Men's Health Urban Athlon. It was the last time it was their championships. So today being Year of the Woman, or Day of the Woman, I was like, oh, I'll wear that today when training my clients, because it was such a big race. It was so fun to say yes to yourself and fighting for the big goals.
So fitting.
So for you, you're in a gray t-shirt, but what would be, say, Lindsay, one big goal that you unexpectedly took a leap to accomplish? Now, I mean, I knew with the race that I was going out there to, say, be top 3. I was hoping to, but realizing, oh, you know, how far up I was. I had no idea. So I was like, oh, let's just go for it. So for you, when it comes to say taking big leaps, what would be a big leap that you've taken?
Oh my gosh. Wow. I mean, I feel like my whole entrepreneurial journey has been a series of tripping, leaping, tripping, leaping, and kind of like coming back every time with literally myself. You know, you kind of have to rally around yourself no matter what goal you're searching for. And when I decided, this sounds like so cliche, but when I decided not to go back to work after I had my son, I have 2 boys, like Erin said, one that's 11, one 5. After my oldest was born, and I was like 19, 20 years old, I was like, I cannot go to work.
Young. Oh my gosh.
I know. I couldn't, I wasn't made for the structure of the real world. I wasn't made for retail or an office or college. I wasn't made for any of that. I tried it all. And I always say, you never know what you want to do until you're 30. You should never make any huge decisions until you're 30 because you're still in a growing process. And I feel like so lucky that I took that leap in my 20s because I had no idea what to do. I had no one saying like, you're crazy. There was no social media like there is today. All I had was literally my dream to just do whatever the hell I wanted, to just be myself. And I would make whatever I needed to out of that. And I feel like that has been every goal is I just want to do what I want. Like, I just want to do what makes me happy, what makes my family happy, and what serves the people around me, because you have to give back. And that's my biggest goal, is always to just give back whatever I can.
Yep. I love it because it is to where you're tripping over, especially as an entrepreneur. It's so funny because everyone's thinking, oh yeah, you've got it. What was your next step? And it's like, I just did it, right? Are you there? Sorry, I froze up for a second. Lindsay, you can actually help me with that. How do you stop phone calls coming in while you're on Facebook Live from the phone?
Oh gosh, no one ever calls me. So
so come on, Facebook expert, help me with that one.
I'll go on airplane mode.
But if you do airplane mode, you can't do Facebook Live though.
You can't. Maybe I'm on airplane mode and Wi-Fi at the same time. I'm not sure, but you can
do not disturb. Sarah just said put do not disturb.
Yep.
Okay, Sarah, thank you so much. I gotta do that because
that's good. Yeah.
Sorry guys, that might happen again. It's happened before, but I didn't know what to do. I knew airplane mode, but you can't do Facebook Lives when on airplane mode, and so it doesn't work. But because it's so funny that when it comes to being an entrepreneur, when it comes to, I always say goaling up or just saying yes, to where you keep saying yes and not knowing as to what the outcome's gonna be. Totally. But I look at the like my past, say when I was 30 and saying yes to so much publicity and PR and continuously putting myself out there. And so I said, well, what was your master plan with that? And I said, I don't know. I just put myself out there. I kept saying, hey, can I be on TV? Hey, let's do this. Hey, let's do this. Not thinking what the outcome was, just wanting to get my business out there to the masses to help as many women as possible in fitness, right? Mm-hmm. And it did not even think of what that would lead to. Yep. Just kept going. And then, of course, it led to some really great opportunities. But at the same point, it was so funny because I had no idea. But being in front of the camera all the time, sure, I'll be in front of the camera. Sure, I'll ham it up with you. Sure, let's go have fun. Sure, as long as it gets people in classes and working out together, then life is good, right? And so it's so funny. But for you, when it comes to evolving into the agency side and taking the leaps of faith, even with that, what was, I mean, you said you were tripping. You weren't tripping. You're putting one step in front of the other, right? But when it comes to, and seeing as to which, you know, what happens. But when it comes to the evolution of the agency side, and can you explain it a little bit more for the people that don't know what the agency side is, that have popped on? It was kind of fun. There's quite a few clients I see on here that are on the agency side as well, because I know from our fun little groups. But to exactly what it does and what you're doing within the agency side particularly. And I did your bio, yes, but you know, there's difference with how you can describe it more beautifully.
Yeah, definitely. So the agency side was formed a few years ago after Amanda Tress and I had been hustling to help women behind the scenes, and we just found this need for more. There's always someone telling you that you need to do something, but no one actually either doing it for you or showing you how to do it. So really, you know, my strength is in really small picture getting things done behind the scenes, technology. And Amanda, you know, she's very much into big picture strategy. She is the best strategist I know. She taught me everything I know. And I could say I taught her a lot as well. And we came together to really serve the fitness industry because there are so many amazing, incredible women out there that are changing lives in their communities, and they just have not yet found the ticket to taking it online. So when we created the agency side, the main goal was to take it big, to help every female entrepreneur that wanted to, you know, end the trend of obesity and really prevent those illnesses that are caused from unhealthy habits, and just kind of inspiring those women to take those chances and make those goals for themselves. And we do that through our mentorship services, our agency services in general. And we want to be the solution to the problems that you've just been like dreading. You know, those little things where you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know why I'm launching this. I don't know how to do this. All I know is that I want to do it. I want to help people. I know that it is within me to change lives. I just literally have no idea how to get there. And there's no Googling that. There's no like Pinterest pin that you can pin to a successful business. You have to have people who have done it, gone before you, messed up, and really found the way that is going to work best and help you scale successfully online.
What would you say? It's so true though, because the fact that you have to have that drive within it, and you think about the local component versus the online component.
Yeah.
And even transitioning, we talked about this a couple years ago when I had gone from the local side to fitness blogging and everything, flown around with that, super fun, but then to really grow some elements to be passive, but I'm not just a passive person.
Right.
And you said to me once too, you're like, Erin, but you're an in-person person is how you phrase it. Like, I know, but we're going to move soon. I got to get this all online, da, 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 da. And here it is. I'm an in-person person. Look at what I'm doing, guys. Facebook Lives all the time because of why? I can write everything and the written word is fantastic. However, it's the engaging in-person part. So even with that, with the business strategy, working with your different clients to say, hey, have you thought about it this way or what about this way? And what you just said, though, too, is to where people that have gone before you made the mistakes so you don't have to make the mistakes.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we want to be a solution, but we also want to guide you. We're not your hero. You are. So for us to just be able to set a good example and show them examples as far as what success even looks like is truly something that we get joy from every day. Every single day.
You know what you just said though, Lindsay, that's perfect, especially in this time of right now with coaching. Dude, I'm a coach. I've been a coach for so long. That name's been part of the title, not such a buzzword, but is that we're not your hero, you are. And I think that that's something that keeps shining with you and Amanda, because you have different coaches out there, especially in the online world, that they'll take, this is just across the board, guys. I'm not discrediting anybody, but just my own opinion of which somebody's successes, like I worked with them and here's my client, but here's the success in a bigger way, almost owning that person's success where it's, no, you're the hero. That person's the one who's done the work. Your services have helped them get to that, to see what their potential is. But that person has done the ceiling fan. No, I'm teasing. That person though is the hero that has done the work, and you're able to help them fly with their cape so far behind them and keep propelling forward versus stopping.
Right. Yeah. And we found a lot of, you know, there are so many ways of helping women. There's so many ways of coaching. And we, you know, a lot of us run in a very small community. And the hard part is seeing women being coached to look a certain way or do a certain thing or do a certain task. They shouldn't be doing all of those things. You should be legitimately doing what you're best at and growing in that element instead of trying to mold into someone else's model. So for us, we try to apply a lot of the things that we've learned, you know, to help you see a different way, but to help you find your own way as well. Because every single person is such an individual that we want them to see the capability in using that as an asset instead of using our model or method or even plan as a means to success.
Well, and not everybody looks the same. Is that picture perfect? Is that image. I will never forget going to, I was down at an event with Shape Magazine in Southern California, and it was for fitness bloggers. I was there a few different times, but this one year in particular, just 2 years ago. And it was really interesting because of the newer women coming up in the fitness blogging world versus those of us that had been in the blogging world for a while, and seeing the difference, though, even with aesthetics, with a certain one look for some people that were coming up with the longer hair, the short tops, the pants, but dressing like that in person versus what they might normally wear. But it really is, so it's I say the Instagram effect, you know what I mean? Which is wonderful, amazing. However, right? I mean, it's wonderful, it's amazing. However, it's also the individual uniqueness, you know? And then the gal who stood out the most to, it was so cute watching Jen, I always butcher her last name, Weiderstrom, the Biggest Loser trainer, who's amazing. I love her, she's a sweetheart. That when she was talking with this one gal that was the one that stood out, that was dressed a little bit different, because there was different, you know, everybody knew each other in different ways, but it was really interesting seeing some of the younger women coming up, how there is a certain look, and then some of those that have done it for a while have kind of found like what our comfort is and everything, and everyone's doing flexing pictures. I'm like, hey, let's do a jumping or handstand picture because I'm just a goofball like that, and how that actually creates even more conversation, you know? But for you, what would you say being in fitness too? Because you did a Facebook Live about this. Lindsay, I messaged you and I was like, Lindsay, awesome, keep on that. That was so good. Keep being real. But it was about body image. And I'm such a big proponent about body image and loving the one you and being strong and confident to where you are right now and who, of course, you want to be in the future. It's always like that because it's always changing and growing, but to where you shouldn't be down on yourself and you shouldn't be hard on yourself. So what would you say let's just use the last year, because your voice has gotten stronger on that, in my opinion, I think, which I think is so awesome. And you have a bigger platform too to use it to help empower and inspire so many other women. But what would be the 3 things that you would say to somebody who is getting more visible in the online world about body image and loving themselves?
Oh my gosh.
And these are questions, by the way, you guys. These are not at all what I told Lindsay.
Yes, I have them pulled up here.
None of them
are.
Them,
but I love these even more. These are more. This is exactly the type of issues that I want to discuss, and this speaks so clearly with me right now because these are the issues that we speak to our clients about on a regular basis. These are the issues that are coming up now, and you bring up a really good discussion in regards to the Instagram effect, and that's such a good way of putting it because a lot of the people that I know, myself included, and I've experienced this recently, and I could go into it and I might just go into it because it's so important to truly, you have to see yourself as an individual and you have to see yourself as valuable in no matter what industry you're in. So once you've done that and you've taken that ownership and you give the FU to any person that's going to hold you back or put you down, you almost give yourself that confidence you need, not to fake it till you make it, but to just take that step in the direction towards becoming whatever it is you have up here, right? And in here, obviously. And a lot of people, you know, and this is said so many times, don't compare your story to someone else's, you know, blast page or something like that. But you have to almost block out and just have blinders on into what you're doing, because just like success and weight loss and, you know, goals and family life and relationships, there's no one right way. There's only your way. So if you don't know what that way is, I definitely suggest taking some time and journaling and figuring that out. And then once you figure that out, don't let anyone change your mind. Don't let anyone underestimate you or doubt your abilities, because you are legitimately the only person who can bring what you have to the table in the way that you bring it. There could be 10 other women that are exactly like me, but we're going to be different in our own ways, and the way that we deliver our message and the way that we help someone, or just our why. Like your why might be your kids and my why might be my kids, but if we look deeper, it's going to be something completely different. So I think that putting your blinders on, really just staying true to like your values, your mission, your why will help you longer than any person that you look to for guidance on and social media, because that's just such a it's a hard thing to compare yourself to. It doesn't matter who you are. If you look at someone and you say, oh my gosh, their life is so amazing, I wish I had that. They have their own struggles. They just might not share it as publicly as someone like myself would, or even, you know, it's just something that is within you, and you have something they don't have. So it's so important to just shine in that. And I think when it comes to body image, and this is kind of going off topic and not giving your top 3, but
no, but this is spot on though, because body image is integral when it comes to even putting yourself out there. You know, I mean, I've got a course that I'm starting next week for people, right? And when I was at this conference last week, many people don't do Facebook Lives, and I asked them individually why, and it was at this great conference, Entrepreneur Fest, and it was about video marketing and broadcasting, and being the MC of the event, which was really fun, is I could read people's faces, I could look in the audience and see all these different expressions. Well, not when I was on stage. On the stage, of course, you couldn't see anything because of lights, but when I was to the side, since I wasn't presenting the whole time or anything, I could see their expressions with certain questions asked. When we came to Facebook Live and talking with them individually, some of it was because of body image or because of feeling comfortable and confident on camera with who they are.
100%.
And it's so funny because I love this so much, because the fact that it's what even got myself into fitness in the beginning is at that time it was girls, right? Because it was to train girls, since I'd had an eating disorder, but for them to feel empowered with their self-esteem through athletics, right? And that was back in my teens. That evolves, of course, to women over the years and everything else, but to really love on themselves now, because your body can change. Who knows that can happen tomorrow, but the more that you can love on yourself right now and who you are in front of the camera, regardless of whatever. It's why half the time when I do Facebook Lives, my hair's up in a top knot with this. Because guess what? I went running this morning right before my client. It's not blow dried. I got to put it up because it was sweaty, but I got to put a little, front shower makeup on, make yourself feel good for a quick little second. That's it. It's not going to be blow dried every day. This is real life.
Yeah. And I have to
versus
say,
holding back and not being on camera at all, and not sharing a message.
To the effect of Instagram as well. Instagram has its downfalls, and I use Instagram heavily. And I also find so much life in Instagram as well, because for someone like myself who is not small, I am built like a brick house, but I can perform. I've come to terms with the way that I can shape my body. And that's something that took many years. And the fact that I can look on places like Instagram and I can find women who look like me and who I want to look like, and who I can model my success over and say, you know what? She is tall. She has thighs. She's got biceps. She doesn't have a chest like myself, but you know what? She's doing all of these things. And the fact that she shared her weight, I don't weigh myself, but I was like, you know what? She feels confident in that. And I need to look at those people rather than, this person that might make me feel less. And that might make me question, am I doing the right thing? Am I feeding myself correctly? When I know I am. I am. But you can find these women from different categories and different backgrounds and different skill sets and athletics that are doing exactly the things that you're doing and accomplishing these goals that you're like, oh my gosh, she looks exactly like me. I want to follow that person. I want her to motivate me, because if I don't have people who are bigger, better, and stronger than me, I don't feel motivated. I want someone who's going to push me, but also set an example. That's something I would want if I had a daughter, for her to follow 10, 20 years ago. That's something I have a conversation with a lot with just my own friends is, you have to throw away the scale, just my own personal beliefs, and find people who you feel are inspiring, because they are there, they're out there. I hope to be that person for someone, because I've been underestimated. Well, I appreciate that.
Well, no, you put yourself out there and you are automatically, you know what I mean? Like, by putting yourself out there, you automatically are. What's funny is one of my most watched or whatever posts was one sharing my core, right? I did this one picture right before I was pregnant with Finley, but because I felt that I had to this was a few years ago, felt that I had to have the sports bra picture done for my professional photos on my website. The funniest picture of it though was the one where I had a funny mustache on, I'm holding a cone in my hand, And my abs, so that day, I've had 3 C-sections at that point too. They're fine, but they weren't popping like they were the day before. But I was like, I don't care. I want that picture to be the one on the website because that's real life. That's a trainer who works out all the time, but had kids.
Yeah.
That's real. And there was something that was all about just the being, it was a mom piece I did, but sharing tummies and where my tummy was that day. More people commented on that, appreciating the realness of it, versus showing with the perfect lighting all the time or showing, you know what I mean? Because that's not real life. Yeah. And so, but it's progressing more that direction, I would say, because people are wanting that. Even look at models right now. Tonight I'm doing this event with Athleta, and it's kicks off their sales. Oh, actually, as I say that, you guys message me if you want the 25% off code. I keep forgetting to send that out to people. But to where it's the class tonight, and then we're doing a whole session on empowerment coaching. They asked me to do it to where it's triggering to people about the women that are going to come, about self-esteem and body image, and they're using more real models in their catalogs, and those are the women that they're highlighting, you know, versus it all being the fit models that I used to work with on set for the magazines. The fit models are different than real life athlete models. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think when you're, you know, when you are growing your presence, when you are building your platform, when you are giving your messages and the things that you're putting out on social media to either build a business or build a brand, you have to be so authentic to who you are, because you don't know a year from now or 5 years from now the impact that will have had on someone. And I know, you know, just from my own personal experiences, people will look at me, and I have had this happen quite often, is they will look at me and will in a second underestimate me, and will say things, and will, you know, and that's just something you have to. When I was at my fittest, people said things. When I was at my unfittest, people will say things. When I'm in my between right now, people say things. And if it doesn't kill me, I will show them that you could never underestimate me, ever. And you have to live in that period of where you're at and just totally own it, because no matter where you're at in your journey, people will always have something to say. So if you can set a good example, no matter where it is, then everybody's going to benefit from it. And especially the people that are quiet and silent and are scared of their own journey, they will be motivated, and they will be taught how to think better of themselves, for sure.
Sorry, my phone was doing something. That's it. But that's it. Owning it to where you are right now, right? Just the power of now. Yeah. And turning any of the fears into fuel, also about yourself and body image, turning it into something to where, okay, so whatever. So you get a little extra, I say extra love. I'm not saying you're ever fat or anything. It's just extra love. It's some extra love. You get extra love with your girlfriends a week before when you're out in Vegas. Awesome. Great. So you work a little bit harder this week. Just some extra love. That's okay. It's all good. It's where your body is right now, but it means you had a fun time last week. So you just shift into your good old habits, knowing that you can be healthy and stronger. And, you know, it's all the balance of, and I find balance to be the most overrated word in the world as well, because something is always out of balance. And when people say, I strive for balance, I said, really? Balance is always, you're always going to be shifting. There's going to be one thing off of balance. Right before we got on this phone call, right before we're doing this, I got the phone call from my daughter's, the high school she's applying to, right? The private school. Erin, you have to send in the records. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot. And here I was thinking I was on top of everything. Nope, one thing's out of balance. I got to, after this, scramble to make sure I have those records sent to the high school for her to be in path. You know, there's always gonna be one thing off, but if you can roll with those punches, it's what makes you feel much more relaxed and in sync and everything. So when you said about the women on Instagram, other people to look forward or to that you look towards, those in my, you know, the word inspirator, which is my fun word that Emerson came up with, an inspiration and motivator in one. In many ways, they would be some of your Instagram inspirators, I would call it.
Definitely.
But who would be in your life right now and an inspiration and motivator in one, being the inspirator in so many different facets, right? Fitness, wellness, motherhood, family, goals, adventure. I look at you guys, and you took this leap of faith to go to Florida, where you always felt happier and more relaxed, and took a big adventure to doing that. You just bought your house down there, and you're getting it all situated and making it feel like your forever place, because you're in Florida, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And for many other people, probably your friends that were up in the Northeast, you've inspired them to do the same, right?
I
And
hope
even
so.
put your, is it right? I know for you, I hope so too, so they can join you down there. But when it comes to say some of your key inspirators, who would they be in fitness and being an entrepreneur, in adventure, and in marriage?
Wow. Yeah. That's a big list.
I know.
So generally,
it's not easy questions when you're on
yeah,
here.
no, I agree. I would have researched these. No, but you know, the people that I look to as far as my fitness inspirations, and now I come from a big background of bodybuilding, CrossFit, very like intense workouts. So it might not be there might be a little bit of a disconnect, but I truly relate in women who can lift more than a man thinks, you know, more than that stereotypical asset. But I love Brooke Ents. Brooke Ents is one of the top female competitors in the CrossFit world. She is someone I binge her content because it's so real and so like myself, and we say bad words and we're funny, but we take our health seriously. We like to lift heavy things. We have a great relationship with our husband. We have animals that we love. She's someone that definitely signifies someone that I strive to just be more like in as far as my mood and my body and the things that I want to accomplish. When it comes to, gosh, what did you say? Adventure. Oh my gosh. Well, you're one of them. Definitely.
Oh, really?
I feel like you're doing something. You're going somewhere. I truly enjoy watching your adventures because I feel like that's always what you're doing is an adventure.
You know, it's turning little things into adventures. Tomorrow's Finny Friday, right? She woke up today and said, Mommy, what's our adventure for tomorrow? I'm like, we're going to go to ride our bikes to the aquarium. How does that sound? Yes, it's an adventure.
And I remember one conversation I had with you. You were in San Francisco or you were somewhere going back and forth to the doctors. And you were just like, I just made it a choice to like run to the doctors or you did something. And I was like, that's just so small, but it's so special. Like it's a change. It's doing something that challenges you. It makes you better, but it also is setting a good example for your kids. And that's like a huge priority of mine with 2 boys is to just be the example that my parents were for me. So even though they were busy and were working, their health was the priority. Their main goal was to set a good example, food-wise, wellness-wise, body-wise. I feel like I overcame a lot of things because of my upbringing in regards to my fitness, because we're not small people. But, you know, we enjoy the fact that we're not like everybody else. And you know, with my kids now, I try to set that same example, especially when it comes to the online world. We keep things pretty separate. They don't have access to a lot of things, but you know, I think that we have to set those examples, even the amount of time we spend on our phone, the amount of, you know, my son told his teacher once I worked for Instagram because he knew I was on Instagram. He has no idea what Instagram looks like. But for me, you know, I want them to know there's social media and there are impacts from it, but they're not going to be on it for a couple more years. So, I mean, for me, I just want to do those small things in my day that, you know, come run on the treadmill with me as I work out, as I lift heavy things. I want them to be like, my mom is amazing and she is so strong. My son goes, that's impressive, when I was doing some back squats the other day. And I was like, he is noticing. And when he sees a girl at school who is stronger and is bigger and just can do hard things, he's going to say, she's just like my mom. Like, she's not different. She's not different.
Yeah.
And that's something that you have to teach that. They don't get taught that in school. They're not going to be told people look different and you have to respect them because of their strengths. You have to see those strengths and to see them in your mom or whatever it is. Yeah, it sets the tone. It definitely does.
Well, you're an inspirator for your kids just like that, though, especially being a mom to boys. I've got 3 girls, right? We're the opposite to where Jack is we always say, I'm like, hey, it's Day of the Women's Day. What are you going to do? He's like, I stay the woman in my house every day. It's every day.
I should
right?
own today. Yes, that's awesome.
But it's so funny because this morning, even with Mackenzie, she does the announcements at school. And with the announcements, she said, she goes, Mom, I think I'm going to tease and do something really cool for International Women's Day. So I said, what are you going to do? She said, I don't know, but the school administrator or whoever it is at the front office, I don't know her exact title right now, said I can do something really cool. What should I say? So I love that you're thinking like that, right? To inspire the other kids in your school because you've got the power of the loudspeaker in your hand, right? Or that you've got that power in your hand and you can do it. But to where does so with confidence, does so with courage, does so with just knowing that her voice makes a difference. And absolutely. That's where for you right now, with what you're doing with your boys, you know that it makes a difference. And with your parents, to where they inspired you. And the reason, the marriage part, actually, your parents are some that did come to mind because your parents are similar to my parents. They've been together for a very long time, and they adore each other. I mean, you've talked about that, and I feel fortunate. I've got the same with my parents, where they adore each other. They've been together for 47 years, and it's like, oh my gosh, watching them still hold hands all the time and everything. You can't help but
they're
appreciate.
big. They're big on my Instagram. I get the most comments, the most messages when I share them on my Instagram. They're like, can they adopt me? They're a big part of my life. I mean, they live 3 miles down the road, so.
I know, right? I know we had that, and now we were far from that now. But they come up every 6 to 8 weeks. We see each other, so we're fortunate for that. Actually, I'm counting down the days right now. Oh. But I saw my mom last week and at the conference, and now it's the 23rd when we all arrive in California. Yes. Yeah. Oh, no. But okay, so let's say one more inspirator though. Who would be an entrepreneur inspirator for you?
Oh my gosh.
You're around so many different entrepreneurs as well.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to entrepreneurs, I mean, I have to just not only because I work with her, but Amanda Tress is, if you don't know her, you better go search her because she's not only changed my life, given me opportunities that I wouldn't have had the knowledge or the capabilities to achieve, but you know, we've worked so well together that seeing her success is truly the one thing that I love waking up to see, because I know that I can make a difference, but through her, we can make a huge difference. And I have full faith in our relationship together as just this building force, but it takes a really good quality person to combine it with another person. Because it's hard to kind of combat in the world of women and entrepreneurialism, and you have to be like the perfect pair, and I feel that we are. And you know, that's probably the answer everyone expected me to say because we work so well together. But she's truly a powerhouse, and she will say it herself, she's a queen of business. She was born to do this and can walk into any room and own it. And I love getting on the phone with people who have met her in person and they just speak so highly of her. And I love being that support system. As part of the agency side, we work 100% together. And that's so amazing to see, just like the ripple effect when I'm not somewhere in person and she is, the impact that we're still making is incredible, because one is amazing, two is fire right there. Yeah. For sure. So
definitely, you know, I was with Amanda though too, because even with Amanda, what's been nice is, again, if you guys don't know Amanda Tress, follow Amanda Tress. She's phenomenal. It's funny with the Facebook Lives, again, back to that at this event. Yeah. Amanda has been on Periscope and when Periscope was Periscope.
Yeah, we started on Periscope.
Oh my God, seriously. And I remember doing Periscope videos, and I referred so people to the course that you guys created. Do this Periscope Live, but then all the spammy guys that would comment from all over that were so naughty. I'm like, I'm exercising with my kids. Stop making comments like that. That's not okay. But with it to where when it comes to putting yourself out there and trying something that's new and that is, of course, on the tech side, and yes, what she's doing with leaner weight of fat loss, but not just that, just putting yourself out there for something that might be critiqued.
Yeah, definitely.
And continuing to put yourself out there. And so it's funny when my own brother was teasing me about something with Facebook, and I love him, but he's not on social media all the time. I was like, Tyler, it's half my business is social media though. So you got to understand. And it was actually through a conversation that Amanda and I had messaging back and forth where I was thinking about that, where she goes, you don't know anybody, any explanation for being on social media. It's part of your business life, you know? And so, and being a young person and putting yourself out there that much, that's pretty powerful too. Both of you guys, when you think about what you did in your 20s and what's happening in your 30s, it's going to be pretty gosh darn amazing what's going to happen when you both turn 40. You're going to be like,
I know.
Right? Because that's so far away for you guys. But it's going to be at that point, you're going to be blowing out everybody's waters. It's just amazing. Oh, well, but you know what? Okay, so what would be, we have to pop off because we could easily go on for hours. But, I know. But what would be one thing that you would want anybody to know for how to make their day or their time be that much more wonderful by blending their work time, their fitness time, and their family time? What would be one thing that you would suggest?
Gosh, I hate sounding like everyone else, but carving out time. You have to know that everything is a priority. And the way that you organize it in your day will truly lead to that successful day. So everything in my life is a priority for me. My kids, my health, my business, my friends. But they're going to happen in different ways. So, you know, if you wake up, I make it a point, I don't work until my kids are at school. For me, that's fulfilling. I've done my job as a mom and a wife, and then I can start my day. And then when if I can carve out time to make my health a priority, I will during the day. But if it doesn't happen until 3 or 7, it's okay because my work is also a priority. So it's okay to have multiple priorities. It's just how you organize and structure your day around your priorities. So it's a simple thing, but it's a complicated thing, as well.
Oh, it is. It's also being monotastic, or we call it multitastic in our house, just doing 2 things at once perfectly. And so, which would be right now, I'm talking to you with my legs crossed. I'm multitastic. Yeah. I'm sitting down and I'm talking. That's multitastic, right? Emerson came up with that word and I love it. She's my wordsmith. But when it comes to focusing on that priority at hand and just focusing on that versus trying to do 20 things at once. Right. Like the different people at the gym that are trying to do text messages and talking and this and the other while they're trying to get in their really hard workout. Like, just turn off the phone, put music on, do that work afterwards. Give yourself permission to just focus on your workout.
Permission is it's so important. That's the word. You have to give. Yeah. And I've only just been able to do that probably in the last 2 years. Well, I say, you know what? I'm giving myself permission to not stress about this or not focus on this because right now, something else, I want to be able to give my clients, the first client of the day and the last client of the day, the same amount of attention and energy and passion. So I can't be worrying about, what if I don't get my workout in today? That's not something I can allow to come into my focus until I have the time set aside for that. So hopefully that makes sense. You have to form your own schedule and understand that you can have multiple priorities. You can be busy in your business and still care about your health or your kids, or you can be on social media and be a good mom.
That's so spot on though. That's actually, you're just like, but because when I know I'm going back to this last week, but when talking with some of these women about why were they not comfortable in front of the camera and when it came to body image stuff, like, but I'm also focusing so much on my business. Like, yeah, but that is part of your business. But being healthy is part of your business and being active is part of it because it makes you feel better and have more energy to be your best self possible. But I don't have time for that. I said, no. In order to excel over here, you also need to, I didn't say need. It's best for you to invest time in trying to make sure I don't offend anybody by saying this like that, quite honestly, guys, but to where invest time into your health, your wellness, your sleep, your friendships, your downtime in order to be your best self in your work life as well.
Yeah,
because you can't do one thing, period. Right. Okay, love. Well, we have to pop off, and you want to know why? Because the fact that we're be on time right now. I didn't even ask you some of the other questions. So you're going to have to come on again.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I'm doing, every Monday, Thursday. And it's been a kick in the pants, Lindsay. I just decided I want to do a podcast. There was too much equipment in there, and I've been told to do a podcast for years. So I was like, wait, I've got Facebook Live. I'm starting Facebook Lives. I'll do a live cast. That's what we're doing. So it's the Inspirator Life show without having to do YouTube or anything. So thank you so much for joining us. And I will throw in your links down below for the agency side.
Thank you.
For those of you, follow Lindsay. If you do not follow Lindsay already, she's wonderful and gives great tips every single day, pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah.
Monday through Friday.
Yeah, Monday through Friday, definitely.
Monday through Friday. And for those of you also, the Inspirator Life, the 6-week program that starts next week, and you can pop on and get the bonus one-on-one coaching session with that if you do sign up by Sunday. I had to think for a second, what date did I put on the calendar? By Sunday. If you sign up by Sunday, you get the bonus one-on-one session. And that link will be down below in the comments as well. And have a good one, my friend, because you're just awesome.
Oh,
thank you so much for joining. I had to come visit you in Florida.
Yes, the best place in the world. Florida's best kept secret, that's for sure. So come
Except for Florida is not the best kept secret though, because it's got, what is it, the last list of the most cities that people are moving to. Boise was actually #1, crazy enough, the fastest growing cities. But Florida had, I want to say it was 6 in the top 20 cities were in Florida.
I could see why. I mean, it's getting up there in temps today while a winter storm's blowing through, but you know, it is beautiful here, and I definitely suggest that you all come visit.
I will sometime soon. I have some other friends down there, so I'll make it happen. But
perfect.
Have a good one, my friend. Go to the beach for me today.
Yes.
Okay?
Oh, I definitely.
Put in the sand. Do that for me and take a picture.
Yes,
and put it on
I
Instagram
will.
and then tag me.
Perfect. I love that. I will chat with you soon.
Bye, Lindsay. Bye, you guys.